Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests. I first discovered Heaven Dust, the subject of this week's episode, during one of Level 857's monthly Nintendo eShop roundup videos, which they sadly no longer seem to be doing. From the first few frames of the trailer I could tell that this was something that looked really cool and that I wanted to play. The developer, a Chinese team called One Gruel Studio, has taken the template of the original Resident Evil game and created a new indie title that plays just like the Capcom classic, but from a top-down perspective with rather cutesy looking characters. Although the scares and the gore have been toned down, the same atmosphere is still present, and a lot of the puzzles feel just like they could have appeared in the original. There is admittedly a bit of an overuse of key code puzzles early in the game, so much so that it starts to get a bit tiresome. Play on a bit further though, and the designers seem to have grown the confidence in creating puzzles that feel more original, but are very much in keeping with their inspiration. Later on, you will be tasked with working out which of 3 tribal masks is a genuine one, for example, with the many diary entries littered around the mansion containing valuable hints to steer you to the correct solution. Of course, it wouldn't really be a Resident Evil style game without a constant need for inventory management, and indeed you will be spending a great deal of your time trekking back to the nearest item box so that you can drop off something that doesn't need to be used yet or collect something that's vital for advancing the game. During the early stages the game felt nicely tense as well, with the threat of potentially running out of ammo or healing items, but sadly Heaven Dust doesn't maintain this all the way through. If you were anything like me, you will be habitually hoarding items and ammo as much as possible in case you need them later, going out of your way to drop extras off in the item box as you explore. By the end of the game I had so much spare stuff that there was almost no threat left, however, and the final boss was a joke to defeat with just my pistol. Speaking of which, the game also really suffers from a major lack of variety. There are no additional weapons to be found, just a minor upgrade in the shape of a laser scope that you acquire about halfway through the game. And the only enemy you will be facing is your bog standard slow, shambling zombie, with the exception of the final boss. It does highlight just how limited in scope the whole game is really. The sequel promises to remedy these issues, but as of yet I have not played through it, so I will have to come back with a follow-up review once I have beaten it. As it stands, this is a really cool idea for a game, and Capcom themselves have long since stopped making Resident Evil games in this style. There is a demand for it. It just needs a bit more time and money spent on it to truly live up to its potential. One Gruel Studio really have managed to capture the feel though, which is especially true in the soundtrack of the game, where the safe room music will definitely give you familiar vibes with its serene yet unnerving melody. Heaven Dust will take you approximately 5 hours to complete, which for some will be far too brief. I do feel, however, that the digital version on the eShop or Steam is priced about right given its playtime, with an asking price of just £5.79 at full price, and a current historical low of £2.89 on sale. The Super Rare Games Physical Edition will set you back £36, but it is paired together with the sequel, which will take you an additional 8 or so hours to beat, so that's not a bad deal really. At the moment I would give this first game on its own a score of 6 out of 10, as it never quite lives up to the promise of the trailer, but I will leave a final verdict for the Heaven Dust collection until I have finished the second game as well. Either way, if this game intrigues you, I would still say it's worth grabbing at the sale price digitally. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider leaving a like, dropping a comment, subscribing to the channel or sharing on social media. I'm currently working away at the 5th Summer Backlog challenge game, but I'm not sure if I will be ready with a review in a fortnight or if it will take a bit longer. I am sure I can come up with an alternative for you either way. So I hope you can join me again next time, and in the meantime, take care.